Geocachamaniacs.
GeoGearHeads.
Hey, welcome to GeoGearHeads. This is episode 506. I don't know anything about that number. You add them together, you get 11. That's pretty unimpressive. Hey, but this is a weekly show, for 506 weeks, a weekly show about geocaching and geolocation games, geocaching related adjacent games. There we go. That's the term I was looking for. I, who don't know how to speak often, am Chris of the Northwest, along with our host who never gets flustered, Darryl W4.
Oh, if only that were the case.
Yeah, well, I've set you up. Now you got to live up to it. You got to meet my expectations. Come on, I know you can do it.
It's my job to not be able to speak. Because I'm 3 hours ahead of you. I'm 3 hours more exhausted than you. So, I have more reason to, stumble over my words.
Okay. So then what's my excuse? That's just not fair. You took all the excuses.
No. Or is it going to be one of those shows where both of us are stumbling over our words?
Pretty typical.
Yeah, this is a problem with doing an evening podcast live after a full day of work.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey.
So we don't recommend doing this at home.
I got a geocache today.
I did not.
I had to meet an engineer at a building, and you know what? He's taken a while. Let me look. There's just one right over here. I'm going to go get that.
Nice.
So I filled my time waiting by finding a geocache.
See, that's the beauty of the park and grab.
Yep.
And you don't have to worry about getting your shoes dirty.
Exactly. I stayed on pavement the entire time.
Nice.
Around here, we have the NRV series of no redeeming value. Right? There's no reason other than the cache to bring you here. It was at a dog park, but it wasn't in the dog park. It was in the parking lot of the dog park. There's really no reason to bring you there. There's no redeeming value.
The landmines at the dog park could definitely up that difficulty.
Yes. That would be great to put it in fake dog poo, wouldn't it?
No, thank you. Only if it's like magnetic dog poo, like upside down on the bottom of a bridge or something. That would actually be funny.
Ooh. Have you found a dog poo cache?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, a few of them.
And, when you walk up to it, you go, oh, this is fake. I hope. Hold on. Let me poke it with a stick.
Fortunately, I have not done is this fake? Oh, no, it's not. I do know people who have done that one.
Yeah.
See, my problem with the dog poop is I usually, I've been clean for like 10 years now, but for a long time, it was like at least once a year, I managed to find the dog poop buried in the leaves so that you didn't see it until you like squished it.
Squished it between the leaves up into the cogs of your shoe there. The clogs. Yeah. Whatever. And then I got to get in the car. Everybody's in the car going, oh, Darryl.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get
it's like
home.
Windows open.
Yeah.
Yeah. That never works well.
I tend to carry a second pair of shoes with me for just such an emergency. And I usually have a plastic bag in the car, but even in the trunk, it's not the same. It's still going to seep out, especially if it's hot.
Yeah, I was going to say the plastic bag never works.
Doesn't work as well as you want it to.
No, the only thing that you can do is just really hose it down.
Bryling says, ooh, I'm trying to eat dinner here. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, well, you see, what had happened was...
So magnetic nanos are far better, is all we're saying.
Yeah, but an upside down fake dog poop cache would be funny at the bridge.
Yeah.
Near a dog park.
Magneted to a bridge. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like the levitating dog poo under the
How
bridge.
did the dog get up there?
Yeah. What kind of magical dog is there? Wow.
The dog must have eaten magnets.
We're supposed
You know those refrigerator magnets that look like food? The dog ate them.
Well, you were supposed to be talking about hosting events again tonight.
Oh, well, I'll tell you, before show, we were talking about Turner and Hooch, the new Disney Plus series. So Hooch would have eaten anything on the refrigerator, including the magnets. And, well, there's your problem.
Yeah, and we do have several of the rare earth magnets on the refrigerator. So there you go.
Okay, one last thing, and then we'll get to the topic.
Okay.
Apparently my wife wiped down the refrigerator, and I'm looking over going, what is that? Oh, look, I had a magnetic nano on the refrigerator that I forgot about. We have a black refrigerator. It's black. It blended in. I didn't notice it anymore. And it's like, oh, I should go hide this.
Well, one of my problems is I do have a bunch of nanos, you know, the blinkies over on one of the torch air lights over in the corner here. I keep going, where did I put all of those nanos? Then I do the show and I'm like, oh yeah, they're over there.
And then you're done with the show and you go, now where did I put those again?
Well, that's the whole thing is, you know, the next time I want more, I forget where they are and I have to restock the car. I don't know about you, but I always keep a stash of them in the car. Not, you know, like a whole lot, but enough that I can go out and swap them out if they need to be swapped.
I try to keep logs in the car.
Yep.
And then I inevitably take the car without the logs in it. Oh, wait, I'm going to switch it to this car and then I'll take the other one. Oh, man,
yeah.
I don't have any logs.
Yeah, I've got one of those repair kits with a bunch of the logs in the back. Inevitably, whatever cache I'm going to, the logs that I have in the kit aren't even close to the right ones. So, but yeah, if I have the nanos with me, yeah, it's not uncommon. It's not, you know, frequent, but it's not uncommon that you run into one that's just like mangled enough it needs to be replaced. Yeah, I've even run into them where the magnetic part is stuck without any sign of the lid.
Yes, I've dropped the lid and had to go out and, you know, get a replacement.
Yeah.
So
it's always a good idea to carry some spares.
We should carry a Right in the Rain notebook with a pair of scissors so we can make the right size log whenever we need to.
Well, you see, I do carry the Right in the Rain logbooks. And I have been known to pull pages out of logbooks and either fold or cut. But it still just never works quite right.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Oh, events.
Yes. I figure, you know what? It's that time of year when we usually try to go out to events. You know, you're wrapping down the summer season or you're coming into your summer season. So this is that season for events, especially with Halloween coming up.
Ooh, there's a couple of good Halloween events in our area.
Yeah, I love the Halloween events. We've got, you know, one big one that I've talked about multiple times that I always love going to. They did hold it last year in a slightly modified version that
everybody wore a mask. So
well, everyone wore the mask and they put all of the caches on the park grounds so that you didn't have to get in a car. And, you know, there was no motivation to carpool with people outside of your pod. Yeah, and it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. I actually liked it a little bit better. You know, you're caching in the dark, you know, in a park, and you're walking. It was
and we're walking and we're stopping.
Yeah. Yeah, but it was a lot of fun. doing it that way. I actually think I liked it better. Not that I want to give up the drive and Chinese fire drill while you go find the cache, but these typically weren't kind of that kind of cache, and normally they would have one good fire attack or blinky or whatever that you had to follow in the woods. So having that one really good night cache kind of thing made it a lot better. But it was much more time consuming, and the weather hasn't been appropriate a lot of years for that. I think the last one we went on, it was like barely above freezing and raining. Like by the time we were done, we had freezing rain. Not very good weather to go caching in. So,
not very good weather, period.
No. And last year was cool, but not so bad. So I really did like that. In any case. So yeah, that's our big Halloween event here. I really hope that they're going to do it again. I haven't even checked to see if it was listed, but I need to do that. It's just basically they go out and place a whole bunch of caches before the event to be published the next day, I believe. And then it's just a get together, and people get together and they do hang out and go, caching.
Nice. I do love a good night cache with fire attacks. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah, and the cache crate this month had a bunch of fire attacks in it.
Did it?
Yeah. I've got some that I picked up from Menards, though. They're not fire attacks, they're more like little reflective flags. So I'm anxious to try those out. They're probably going to be a little too obvious during the day because they're orange flags. But they're a lot more visible at night for sure because they're, a little bit bigger surface area. And if you get any breeze, they're going to move around and catch your attention even that much more.
Flappy.
Yes.
I think people would overlook an orange flag. You see the pink flags, you see green, you see them all around for different things.
True.
So they mark, underground.
Well, no, these are little clip-on hanging flags.
Okay.
They're not thinking, like the in the ground flags.
Okay. But even so, those are only a couple inches square. And I think most people overlook them now, thinking, they're doing some work here.
Yeah, so I'm anxious to give those a shot, see how they work. But I don't have an area that I have to do that. And we've been trying to find a spot for a night cache for years. Around here, most of the parks are like very specific hours or until dusk.
Right.
So you can't do it.
It's hard to, why you could do a night cache in there. You're not supposed to. And
there's some of them that are even like half an hour before sunset. So it's that constantly moving time. How would you like to be the police officer trying to, kick someone out of the park? But it's only 31 minutes. I have one more minute to get out. No. I'm sorry, sir. According to the local time, it is, 22 minutes. You're off.
After the time change, the sun's gonna set here at about 4:00 in the afternoon. So that's 3:30. You're like, the kids just got out of school. I'm sorry, the park is closed.
I hate the winter. Shoot, what's a winter
solstice? Oh no,
that's the summer solstice. What's the winter one? I can't remember. But in any case, the shortest day of the year.
Yeah, it's a solstice.
Is it a solstice?
Yeah.
Okay, I was thinking there was a different term.
You're thinking like equinox?
Well, the equinox is the autumnal and the vernal. But there's the summer solstice, and I thought the winter version had a different name. But in any case, it is solstice according to Bryling. I'll take his word for it.
I trust Bryling. He's the research department.
He is.
Summer
So
and winter
I just keep
solstice,
thinking it's different.
spring and fall equinox.
Right. Equal day, equal night. But yeah, the winter
Aren't
solstice
those both
is
car models? The solstice and the equinox?
from General Motors. In any case, the total daylight is like 6 or 7 hours, something absurd like that. You know, it's really depressing that time of year. Yeah, Bryling says hashtag research department for the win.
Man, he can type while he's eating. I can't seem to do that.
Or is it voice to text?
He's still eating.
Eddie's having better luck with it than I do.
Exactly.
It never works right for me. But what are those events like in your area for Halloween?
We've had some really good ones. We get a couple of people who do them year after year. And they go all out. You know, they'll get like a VFW hall and decorate it up. They've done mazes with pop-up tents, you know, the 10 by 10 pop-ups. They
Right.
can, you know, take those and set them up in a maze. And there's usually now back in the day, Darryl, let me tell you about what geocaching used to be like, you know, where you could log an event multiple times. So they'd always have a temporary cache there at the event, you know,
Right.
You'll find it, just log the event again and you get a second find. Yeah, well, that doesn't happen anymore. So,
no.
But yeah, it's usually a lot of fun, good turnout. Everybody's in costumes, having fun.
Nice.
Yeah. So we've done murder mysteries and, you know.
I was going to say there's been a few of them that I've heard of. I don't think I've been to any. That said, it's, you know, been approaching 20 years of geocaching. I can't say with any certainty much of anything that I have done, you know, more than 10 years ago. But yeah, I keep hearing the stories about the murder mystery kind of things and the just the, you know, scavenger hunt kind of ones.
Right.
That people have set up, including one of them. I can't remember where it was, but they set it up with the local businesses. So you'd have to run around town and go trick or treating basically at the businesses to get the stamps, and then the winning people got put into a drawing for something. But you know, it really kind of added to the whole thing.
Got tossed into a large stock pot with warm water and vegetables.
Sure.
Okay.
And then there's always those bonfire events this time of year. Yeah, I haven't
been to one.
I did have one night caching event. It wasn't Halloween specific. At one of the nature centers that was run by the city. They, you know, talked to the city, got access to the building, the nature center itself, which had a bonfire pit.
So outside, right?
Outside, yeah.
Just making sure.
But yeah, they had the building was right there. It was, you know, nice because this bonfire pit was also like the amphitheater area.
Okay.
For doing their lectures. So they had the bonfire, cider and donuts. Everyone hung out around the bonfire for like an hour, 2 hours, waiting for it to get dark. And then we hit the trails and went caching.
Nice. Now
at night, and that was amazing. And you know, we're holding up like lightsabers as the follow us leaders of the group thing.
This is the way.
The cheap plastic, you know, kids ones. That's what they were. No. I don't think they were extendable, but they had them hanging around for just such a purpose. I don't know if they were actually lightsabers.
Oh, did they light up or not?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but that was the whole point, is that they're like your markers. So, you know, they're running around with those, not any kind of light that you could use for anything, but it kept you in line if you got a little bit off track, you know, in the uneven terrain. But yeah, those night hikes are a lot of fun. And really if you can connect with a park service, And that's a park that's closed after dark. They made the arrangements and we were able to stay there.
Nice.
And they made arrangements with the police department too. So when
get arrested.
well, no. So when the event was over, they came and locked the gate. So, they came in, they did their patrols and made sure all the cars were out and then locked the gate
They
after the last person.
They made sure the cars were out because geocachers will hang around after the event, and if they get locked in, well, they should have paid attention.
We did have a hard out, I want to say at 10 p.m. or something like that.
Okay.
So, by 10, everyone had to leave no matter what. But yeah, they came and did the grounds, the rounds on the grounds, made sure that everything was good, and then, locked up. And I'm sure they were prepared to go and try to find people who hadn't left yet.
Yeah, make one round around the trails. I remember one, I think it was in Canada, there was a haunted trail, where they had the little benches marked off there, and that's where you would find either a geocache or a spook.
Nice. Yeah. Well, and I've heard of people doing the actual haunted trails too, where they'll have people, acting as the characters and jumping out. You could probably do something like a adventure lab. The old fashioned lab caches they used to do at some of the mega events where you had to interact with the actors. I could see doing something like that with like an adventure lab kind of thing.
What did this ghost say? Ooh, yes.
Bryling says that he was Skookum Bear at a Halloween event one year.
Read it again.
Oh, Spookum Bear. Okay.
Spookum Bear.
That's even better. And the Pickle Ninja says, I like events that involve eating pizza. I'm just going to leave it there.
Okay. We have a all-you-can-eat pizza buffet restaurant here in town, a couple of them called Round Table Pizza. And lunches, they'll do the all-you-can-eat. Or, if you've got a big enough group, you can talk to them ahead of time and they'll set that up. And we've had geocaching events there.
See, and that's become a problem now. Any kind of indoor events are difficult to plan for. Because even if the regulations in that area allow for it now, you don't know that they will by the time the event happens.
Exactly. And, I'm just hesitant to do anything in a restaurant.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything indoors is a little bit tricky right now.
But it's coming up to that season here in North America where you want to start doing events indoors.
Right. But this is right now that sweet spot in this area that you can do it outside. By the end of October, it's generally going to be a little too cold. And even, we've gotten, like I mentioned before, right around the end of October, we tend to get a little bit of rain. And it's not the good, pleasant kind of rain. It's that cold, stinging rain. And even today, we had that, is this fog or is it rain? You get outside. Oh, yeah, it hurts too much. It has to be the rain.
We had a good fog this morning. I thought, oh, yeah, it's fall now. It's
really,
early
really
fall. It hasn't turned into autumn yet. This is the nicer time, yeah.
But yeah, I think given the current situation, I'm much more comfortable trying to plan something that's outside. Yeah, you don't have as high a risk of it being shut down before it starts. So outside is the way to go, I think, for the safety. But having those restrooms and warming station kind of things available is a good idea. And a lot of the parks around here have shut those down already. And I don't know about you because I can't remember if you got one to begin with or not, but I still had my community celebration event.
Oh, I do.
Okay, I thought so.
Yeah.
And I was getting ready to list it right when they shut down event listings.
Oh, okay.
It was
Okay.
that close. Well, we were planning for May, so I was working with the venue to try to get it all booked up, and they shut it down. So 2 years later, well, a year and a half, I'm still trying to figure out what to do, and I've been nervous about setting it up. I keep hearing that the reviewers are able to unlist the event for you if you do have a pandemic related shutdown.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't want to test that. Among other things, it's very difficult to get the word out that the event has been canceled or postponed.
Yeah, it is.
But they did extend the deadline for those community celebration events. It had to take place May 2nd, 2020, or later. I want to say it was originally December 31st of 2020, but they've pushed that back 2 years now. So we have a full year yet because it's December 31st of 2022.
Right.
The catch is it has to be at least 2 hours long. Unlike your regular event that has to be half an hour long, the community celebration events need to be 2 hours. So not that I'm going to have any problem with a 2 hour long event, but when you're doing these community celebration events, it's probably best to kind of plan it like an open house because people are going to come and go.
Right.
Unless you have something really cool, like the games. And then like most of the other event caches, there are a bunch of other limitations, especially around the mega and gig events. So cannot be within 25 miles, which is 40 kilometers of a mega or giga event. And the dates have to be 2 days before or 1 day after the mega event. Breiling has some info on there.
It says if your community celebration event gets canceled or postponed, you can post an announcement with the details, then ask your reviewer to retract it. So you're not going to lose that special icon, that special event.
There you go. Thank you very much, research department. Hashtag research department.
For the win. So, okay. It's got to be 2 hours long.
Yep. Go ahead.
Okay. Can't be within 25 miles of a mega or giga event. I knew there was a boundary. I didn't know 25 miles is pretty decent.
Yeah. Yeah. And maybe the research department can tell us for sure, but I think that's actually significantly more than a regular event was. Cause I don't think the regular events had that kind of limit. And I thought it was only day of, not the 2 days before or 1 day after.
Yeah, so that's the interesting thing. 2 days before the mega event or 1 day after. So you've got that 3-day period blocked out that you can't do it.
Gas Station Tuna says everyone in their family got the community celebration event, and they'll never use all 3.
Well, you don't know that. You got until December 2022. That's over a year.
Well, we used to do the monthly events. So the plan was we were just going to take one of those and convert it, do a little bit bigger birthday party kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Still kind of wanted to do that. But the whole problem is simply that we can't do an indoor event right now.
Right.
So, yeah.
So just move it outside.
Breiling says the blackout area around mega gig events varies by region. Check your regional guidelines for your area.
Your mileage may vary.
The Pickle Ninja says maybe instead of bobbing for apples, you could try bobbing for pickles.
There's this whole pickle thread going along in the chat over here.
Yes.
Do pickles belong on pizza? Oh, here's the best pickles. And, we should host a pickle event. And You know, it's
Gas
just
station tuna with bread and butter pickles are supreme. No joke.
hmm
Maybe we need a pickle event.
yeah. There you go. I mean, you know,
Someone had asked about
it depends if
winter.
you're already pickled before you come to the event.
Oh, see, and there's so many conversations going. I can't find the one about winter celebrations. But
Winter
I was
celebration.
going to talk a little bit about one of the really, really cool winter celebrations. Here we go. Pickle Ninja was asking if there's been any good winter fest event ideas.
hmm
And we did have a really good event by one of the more noted finders in the area. She writes awesome logs,
Nice.
like glow-worthy logs for every cache that she visits. And she did one that was like a Winter Olympics type of theme
hmm
at the campground where she works over the summers. So you can imagine how awesome that was. And unfortunately, I was sick when it happened and I could actually go. Usually it's happening on a weekend and she hasn't had them for a few years, I think. But usually it was happening on a weekend that I couldn't go.
hmm
So, of course, the one year that we could go, I got sick. So I couldn't go, but you heard the stories about just awesome, winter games, all, you know, all
hmm
time.
So Dora
Briley,
Moore. Oh,
Briley wants to know if pickles belong on Christmas trees.
yes, they do. It's very German, actually.
Yeah, it is an actual thing.
hmm
And one of the museums that does glass blowing around here
hmm
actually sells tons of
Glass
glass
pickle.
pickles ornaments.
hmm
So I kind of wanted to get a bunch.
I have a glass pickle ornament as a nod to my German heritage. Not
Nice.
sauerkraut, but pickles.
Anyway, before we were interrupted by
Um,
pickles again.
so Dora Moore in BC did a summer winter Olympics, big event, couple of years ago, and it was a huge hit. In fact, I think then she did the summer games to follow, but they were in the summertime and series of events, and it was a lot of fun. I
Bryling
heard I
says
wasn't actually
that
there.
he's been to Christmas gift exchange events. Everyone that wants to is optionally able to bring a small gift with a set max value. And then there is a draw for a gift, all geocaching gifts. I like
Interesting.
that idea.
I went to a geocaching gift exchange 2 years ago. I don't have it down here. I got a like a Leatherman or a Gerber pocket tool, but it's a hatchet. So it's got a hatchet on top and then the pocket tool on the bottom. It was great. I use it all the time actually. Because there's nothing like carrying a hatchet on your hip. Um, but it was a lot of fun. All geocaching themed prizes or gifts, and how that gift exchange works. You can either take one or pick one. You
Sure.
can take one from someone else. There's a name for it. I can't think of what it
I
is.
can't think of the name either, but I know exactly what you're talking
Yeah,
about. We used to
you
do
can
it back
either
in
take
school.
yeah, you could take one that somebody else has already opened, or you can go open a new one.
Yeah. Gas Station Tuna says we do a fallback event for turning back of the clocks every year. It's surprising how many people arrive an hour early.
Well, if it's a 2-hour event for, CCE, then you can have it. People will still show up early, but if you put it right there in the middle, right? We're going to
Yeah,
be here for an hour early, but the event is actually at this time.
there you go. But yeah, some great ideas. And I really do like that gift exchange. I might have to try that for
Mhm.
my community event if I can
Yeah,
come up with a good winter space to do it in.
right. This was at a restaurant, in the before times. That really is a great breakfast restaurant. And it was nice. We probably had 30, 40 people there. in this one room. And,
And
not
for
everybody brought gifts to exchange, and that's
sure.
okay.
And for us, we're, in the more northern latitudes. Our friends in the more southern latitudes are going, what? This is a perfect time to be outside. I'm just going to do it outside, in without any shelter or anything, and it's going to be beautiful.
Finally, it's cool enough to get outside, not so hot.
Yes. So more power to you guys. This is your time to shine.
Yeah,
Literally.
it's like our winter is like your summer, right? You don't want to be outside.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm just saying that within the northern to southern United States.
Yeah. Well, and down in Australia, I know we're getting into that time where it's going to be too hot that you don't want to be outside again.
Right.
Although I think that they're having a lot of problems now with the fires and not being able to breathe outside. So hopefully that's a little bit tamer this year, and we don't have the problems of previous years.
That's right. That's
and not
right.
just for our selfish geocaching reasons.
What? Who's selfish? I
No,
enjoy
shellfish. Shellfish. Which I can't eat anyway. But in any case, so I'm still looking for that good community day or community celebration event. And we've had a few that I've attended now. And it basically just been, fairly common meet and greets, which is, great. I love them. But yeah, I kind of want to do something a little bit better. So, especially being that we can't do the inside because it's probably going to get canceled. And I don't really have the prep time. I'm not sure what to do.
Very interesting.
It comes down to as well, I'm realizing I've only got a couple of weeks to really put something like this together. But I don't want to plan anything out more than a couple of weeks out. Michigan has been lucky that we haven't had the cases of COVID that a lot of others have had.
Right.
But for how long?
Exactly. And, it could happen anywhere. There could be just an extended lockdown for who knows what. Let's see, the Delta, the Epsilon variant. What variant are they talking about next now? Is it?
I'm trying to remember. There was something that I saw where the next wasn't as virulent, but there's going to be something else that they think is coming that looks even worse. So I don't know. Pickle Ninja says that we could do an outdoor karaoke with music from the Travel Bugs.
And Gas Station Tuna got it. Mew. MU.
Is that the
yes, that's the next variant coming.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
12. Oh,
wow. 12th letter. But that's the next big variant that they're looking at.
Got it. Wow.
Mew.
Yeah. Now I'm starting to think we're in a Pokemon show.
No. Oh, no. I don't even have it on my phone anymore.
And they're celebrating Fashion Week. How dare you?
Oh,
you're not fashionable.
No, I am not. Have you met me? Look at me. Do I look fashionable?
I have.
I'm sorry.
I even have photos with you.
So sorry.
Including the selfies with the selfie frame at Gigastock.
That was fun.
It was.
Yeah, you have Mew and then Mewtwo. But bump.
Anywho, yes, I still got to come up with something, and I still, even after chatting here, I have like more ideas, but nothing that I want to actually commit to.
You remember my idea, right, Darryl? You can't steal it.
I vaguely remember having a discussion, but I can't remember what it was.
I want to do the rail bikes. And I
The
just looked,
Velopods. Or
sure,
Velocycles. Velocycles, yeah.
Rail Riders Adventure is what they're called up here.
Ah,
And it's open till October 3rd, so I'd have to do it quickly.
yes, you would. I don't think you even have time to list the event because you have to
I
list
think
2
you're
weeks
right.
in advance. Yeah, and that's kind of the thing is you have to list 2 weeks in advance.
Right.
Yet you don't want to do less than 2 weeks because no one's ever going to show up anyway.
I don't know. I think a lot of people decide to go on the day of the event. What is there today? Oh, there's an event. Let's go there.
Yeah, this is true. This is true. But yeah, so
The reviewer
October
goes,
3rd.
event denied. Try again next year.
Yeah. Yeah, you're talking just over a week away.
Mm-hmm.
So, boo.
You know, I mean, it's something I've been wanting to do, but I'm afraid to put a big event like that out there.
Yeah, at one point I was thinking, how viable would it be to take one of these little tourist railroads and book a train and do an event on the train?
All of the here's one from I'd like to buy a vowel. I'm gonna go with Babel's Freak. Drive-in movie event and show all the gifts. That way everybody stays in their warm cars.
I love that idea.
Mhm.
That is awesome.
You know,
And I
you can
do
go
remember someone did a drive-in at one of the gifts years ago. So perfect.
and
I
it's
love it.
pronounced GGF.
Baseball Freak 007.
Oh, Baseball Freak. Now if you put vowels in there, it can totally make sense.
Okay. And Bradling says that there's an element of what's the weather like in people deciding whether to attend events. Yeah.
So I was going to say all the theaters around here are sending me emails of, hey, host an event here. Use our theater. You know, have a private screening. I'm like, oh, can the community celebration and GIF events coalesce into a community GIF?
I did take a look today at the community celebration events, and there's a bunch of GIF events on there.
Okay. So, you know, what if you went and rented a movie theater? You know, you have to check with them first to see if you can get a, you know, if they'll let you do your own film and in what format you need it. So, and yeah, I know the one of the options of the GIF reel is movie theater quality.
Mm-hmm.
So,
which I'm not sure if that's the 4 or 8K.
I think it's 8K.
Yeah, but it's upsampled anyway if they did.
Right.
But there's not many theaters, I thought, that were doing 8K. Almost everyone's doing the 4K cinema, not 4K UHD.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a difference.
So you say.
There is a difference. It always drives me nuts because UHD is not square pixels.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted cinema. We should all just go cinema and get rid of UHD. In any case, Bryling says he attended a GIF in Bellingham, Washington a few years ago, where it was a small artsy movie theater.
Okay, Bryling, did you pay to go in, or was the cost covered? Was it a free event? I'm curious. Gas Station Tuna also says Cash the Line did one a few years back in a theater. Yeah. And the Lackeys HQ typically do one in the neighborhood at a local theater. So, you know, there they have to limit the number of responses, the number of people coming. You have to RSVP or, you know, reply.
Well, there's been more than a few that I've heard of doing it in theater settings in either an office or a school.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not like your full theater. Right. They're not intended for that full immersive experience. They're meant for like training films. Mm-hmm. But still, It is so easy to go in and do that. Breiling says there was an admission fee cheaper than a regular movie. Basically, everyone paid their ticket and they could get optional concession stand items, which makes sense.
So
but one of the things that they always do at the GIF event that I tend to go to is big bags of popcorn, so that you have the popcorn there.
Yeah, I don't see those anymore. I remember, they were like, 3 feet tall and a foot wide, but I don't see them anymore.
Yeah, no, we've got them. You can get them. You just have to go to the popcorn places.
Oh, like the packing peanuts, and those are high in fiber.
No. No, we actually have, a few like real popcorn places, and they'll do that for you. But yeah, it is tougher to find than I remember it being, in part because the popcorn machines have gotten cheap and convenient. I paid
my little air popper,
$300 for one.
I think it would die doing that much popcorn.
Yeah. Well, and the problem with the hot air poppers is they'll actually literally melt because they're plastic. You have to let them cool down in between. But you get a good movie style popcorn machine and, you can do 20, 30 loads, whatever, without letting it really cool down. You just have to empty the hopper out. So that's all they're doing. And it works really well. It just isn't warm by the time you get it there. So I keep thinking I've got a little one. It's like 2.5 ounces. If I could get the right packs for that, how awesome would that be to set up at the back of the room and just do the popcorn that way?
I've done that. I've been the popcorn man at a GGH. Had a red and white striped vest and a little paper hat, and I handed out popcorn as they came in.
Nice.
Yeah.
What was it? Fresh popped?
Yes.
Because that makes all the difference.
No, I was popping it right there, baby.
Nice. Let's see. Gas Station Tuna says, I usually go to the one GSM ×2 and UDAC hold, wherever it might be. And Breiling says, we had a couple of GIF events here in the lower mainland of BC in a theater with concessions as well. One of the host committees was able to get the free theater free as she works there.
Oh, that's what I call opportunity employment.
Yes.
Right. Let's go there and we can save a couple $100 on rental fee if you're willing to work there for a year.
Wow. Wow. That's not a very good signing bonus.
Bummer.
Yeah, you hear about all those signing bonuses. Oh, but
my son's about to start at a theater. He wanted a job where he interacted with people.
Wasn't he going to do the Amazon fulfillment thing?
He does. Yes, he does Amazon. He's a picker at Amazon.
Yeah.
And gets paid well, gets to choose his shifts, but there is zero interaction with people.
Right.
And that's really starting to bother him.
Yeah. Okay. Makes sense.
And in case you wanted to know, deep fried pickles is a great movie snack.
It's just a great snack anyway.
Yeah.
Doesn't do so well in my stomach, but ooh. You know what? We're getting way off hand. Why don't we just wrap this up?
Popcorn.
Wrap this up.
I'd say just get regular popcorn and drink pickle juice with it. It's the same thing.
That sounds gross.
Okay.
Hey, folks, some of the dill popcorn has not been that bad.
No. Next week, well, I was going to say, we'll promise not to talk about pickles.
No, we're going to talk about pickles. It's
a randomized show. I promise that. So maybe there could be pickles.
There will be pickles.
Up. I need some pickle juice. Hang on.
No, there will be pickles. There's no question.
No, there will be pickles. Okay. But next week, we are going to have my favorite show, the randomized show, which today kind of was somewhat randomized. We started off with, Halloween and then to pickles and then to celebration events and back to pickles. So,
and we did also talk about some pickles.
Yes. Pickles. Next week,
All
it's
right.
all pickles all the time. Or whatever you guys want to talk about. Why don't you send something in? Darryl, how do they get in contact with us?
Well, you can always check the Cachemaniacs website at cachemaniacs.com for more on the GeoGearHeads, including show notes for this and all of our episodes. We love hearing from our listeners, so leave us feedback by emailing geogearheads at cachemaniacs.com or through social media. Your support helps keep the Cachemaniacs shows coming. Please consider being a patron through the link on the website to support the Cachemaniacs shows. GeoGearHeads is produced by Chris Stefano and Darryl Wanberg. This show is copyright 2021 by Darryl Wanberg. All rights reserved.